Legacy beyond the court. Dartis Willis building champions in business, basketball, and the community. The 46 Random Acts of Kindness live virtual conversations with Adriane Mayes. We are live and we are able to share on an amazing opportunity. Adriane Mayes, your AI cash story captain. I have a treat for you here today. This isn't just another interview. This is a blueprint. If you've ever met someone through an amazing another individual and feeling energy, that's Dartis Willis. That's the individual from Detroit to Canada, and just shared with me over 14 years commuting back and forth with the Windsor Express. But let me tell you something that's not just about trophies or showing up. This is about the truth that every person needs to hear if you're a queen or a king, because it starts with the mindset when you want to win. You have to come with a purpose, not just a title, but a mentorship attitude, a generation, creating legacy. It is beyond just the scoreboard. So listen, Dartis isn't just building a basketball team. He's building a business, a movement. He's building a playbook. Even introduced me to his business partner, Aaron, that runs everything in Windsor for him as well. But he's not someone that actually helps out with just people along the way. He has purpose. He has a passion and he has a vision. And so I'm excited to hear the champion in business, basketball, and the community. And special shout out to Dr. William Liverman for making this powerful connection, because again, these random acts of kindness are to be able to help people to live in their truth. And it's been an amazing legacy along the way. And so I want to bring in Dartis Willis. Come on, I want to be able to see this champion here face to face with us here this morning. Hello, Dartis. How are you doing this amazing day?
Good morning. What a awesome introduction. I want to say thank you, and I want to say happy belated birthday, and both to you and Dr. Liverman for humbly keeping me in my place of staying humble and recognizing the most important thing for me, which is community. So that's why I'm here today, because people recognize that community was important. And that's how I started. So awesome. Thank you.
No, thank you as well. And like you even just mentioned, I wanted to say thank you publicly. I know I said it behind, but yes, to saying yes to this virtual conversation, because what Dr. Liverman did is connect us in regards to collaboration. We have the mindset of community. So wanting to be able to just know that random acts of kindness and knowing that you're from Detroit, just kind of share a little bit about your background. And, that you told me about that commute for the last 14 years, but kind of give me a little bit more, kind of eye-opening experience, how you ended up there, my friend, in Windsor.
Well, you know what? I always tell the same story. My father he worked in Windsor, Detroit,
okay,
with General Motors.
Okay.
And on the weekends, he would bring us across back and forth. So I was familiar with the Windsor landscape as a very young youth. And then as I got older, like most youth, they come over for their first experience in Windsor. That's drinking at 19. That's all the parties. That's walking the riverfront. All those things that we're not supposed to do, that Windsor, Ontario welcomes the U.S. Youth to do. So it was an experience. So it was easy for me to pick basketball as a market here because I was familiar.
Okay. So kind of tell me about your growing up there in Detroit, Michigan. So born and raised, and literally kind of give me an insight in regards to the little background from the D.
Yeah, look, let me tell you something. Everybody's blueprint is made up of something, and their fabric is made up of something. Detroit, 100%. When you look at my fabric and what I'm made of, is a lot of the personalities, communities, businesses, all of those things had an impact on me. Went to Detroit elementaries, school, middle school, high school, went away to college, but I came back and did my second degree at Wayne State University.
Which high school did you go to? After this.
Denby High School.
Okay. Denby in the house.
I'm a tar, not a warrior.
You're right.
So the name change was later, but I'm a tar, not a warrior. And then finished up an MBA at Lawrence Technological University. So my fabric is the Metro Detroit area, Detroit, anything you can think of to do as a youth or young adult. I've done it in Detroit.
Hmm.
And it's been, a big part of who I am, what I am.
Okay.
So watching what we see today of Detroit
Right.
is awesome, right?
Oh my gosh.
We knew it was destined to get to where it is, but being a part of that to some level, right, is good. I'm excited about it.
And thank you for sharing that information and kind of take me back to the beginning of how, just kind of the origination. What was growing up in Detroit like for you? I know you went through the blueprint of your,
Oh
layout,
man,
but
let
the
me tell you.
environment, how did it shape the leader and the person that you are today?
Well, I grew up on the east side of Detroit.
Okay. Okay.
Very modest beginnings.
Uh-huh.
My grandmother lived on an old street called Garland between the streets of Warren and Shoemaker. By the time I was, 13, 14, the area was really rough.
Okay.
But it was a community. And I
Hmm.
grew up in a core. And when I mean a core of families around us.
Yes.
And so that really shaped a lot of who I am today.
Mm.
When you look at names like Mr. Fegan across to the left and um, uh, Mr. Livingston to the right, Mr. Tiart, we grew up in a family core
Mm.
that watched out for each other. It's a story that you hear a lot, but it was a story that helped shape me who I am. Because if the street lights came on and you were too far away, that neighbor not too far away looked at you kind of odd or said something or pointed, but they looked out for you. It was that family core there that gave you, that comfort that there was a community and family core that cared outside of your house.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Some of the extended organizations like the YMCA,
Mm.
Fruhoff Corporation, um, they helped to shape and provide resources at the YMCA where we were able to do some unique things.
Mm.
Leadership school, basketball 7 days a week, gymnastics, fencing,
Mm.
all of those things that were made up of providing a unique experience for youth coming up. Myself, my friends, my core, all of those things help to expose us. Youth camp, right?
Okay.
Leadership camp, um, being able to find an exit that gave you an experience outside of that. And all of those things, well, I never became a fencer.
Right.
It exposed me to fencing, right? In a rough neighborhood on the east side of Detroit, most kids had my grandmother not push me that direction, I wouldn't have went to the YMCA. You're going to go to YMCA and you're going to
Right.
spend some time um, exposing and experiencing different things.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
while we saw rough things happen in the neighborhood, I got exposed to other things that were just as important, right? And
Hmm.
so all of those things shaped who I am. There were great dynamic people around me. Sue, Mike, all these people that understood that it was the community's um, role in
Mm.
participating in the youth around to make sure that they received discipline, that they received rewards, that they received opportunity, that
Hmm.
they were a part of many youth getting experience so we're able to become dynamic citizens. So all of those things help to shape my mental path.
Okay. Hmm.
Being, Sue, who was a leader and director at the YMCA, who was a college graduate. Mike was a college graduate. Mr. Dawson, who was not a college graduate, but was very sharp, understood everything, and really had those conversations with the
Mm.
youth daily. So all of those things kind of shape a
Kind
big wall, right? And
of.
you take out what you can, and you take them down your path. And so um, my experience growing up was a holistic community, being a part of a young man that would ultimately do some okay things, right? And that's how I look at it. And so when you hear me tell you thank you for recognizing the most important part, community. I
Yes.
mean it with everything I have, because that community and greater community really helped to shape and raise me. Your parent and parentals do a certain amount.
Mm.
Those other environments that you fall into, the YMCA, the camps, the clinics, the other family members, they shape you and they really help mold the holistic view of a person. So you have something to go, you have some meat on the bone, and that's what the community does. Your parents give you the strong bones, but the community can help you put some of the dynamic things, meat on the bone that you have that people see from day to day.
So tell me this, Dartis, and thank you for sharing that, because again, the community is the backing or the core, like you said, because you can't do it alone in this process.
Yep.
It takes the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child,
Yep.
right? But in regards to getting your road to basketball and leadership being, the concept, how did you, because you were in fencing, you were exposed to all these different things.
Yep.
How did you still, decide to go into a direction? Did you play basketball yourself? And then as well,
I did play basketball, but I had a full career prior to basketball in the automotive industry, and
Me too.
Oh, you did too as well.
I did.
So I
GM.
worked for companies like Lear,
Okay.
Eaton, JCI, Chrysler, Rectisil, and those are the 5 major companies that I worked for in the industry prior to exiting out to my own business. But before that, and if you look back, my roots of leadership were laid through the YMCA. It was one particular event that stood out, and it happened at the YMCA. They had a thing called the Leadership Club. And it was youth that were helping and showing examples of leadership within the YMCA that were doing it naturally. So they actually seen me in the YMCA helping a group of young kids tumble, because we were taking a tumble class. And so I was helping some of the younger kids under me learn how to tuck and roll, right? How to do a no-hander and how to bounce off the trampoline. So I was helping him, and Mike Kenyon said, hey, listen, I see, he pulled me aside, said, hey, look, I see you are a leader in trying to help other kids. Would you be interested in coming to a leadership meeting?
Okay.
I said, nah, I got to get home. He says, no, we'll do it. I'm going to invite 4 or 5 kids to a leadership meeting. And it's going to help you guys become better leaders. So he invited 2 of my friends, and I think it was 3 or 4 other guys, but they did a leadership in the log cabin. It was a log cabin inside the YMCA. And it talked about leadership skills and different things and what the leadership club was. And so that invitation, that small indoctrination and orientation of leadership sparked something in me. Now, as I moved through middle school, I was actually in middle school when it happened, finished up middle school, high school, I stayed attached within the leadership club.
Okay.
Traveled in 5 states every summer. We did a week-long leadership camp. And so, there's an old saying that our leadership born or leaders made, right? Our leaders born or made. I honestly believe everybody has some level of leadership in them. So given the right environment and circumstance, you can develop a leader. And
so let's talk about that for a second, though. Are leaders born or are they raised or made? So what qualities have you seen? Because being a part of the YMCA, as you noticed, and being a part of these clubs, you have to get characteristics that put together of the person that you are today. What leaders would you share? I mean, what leadership qualities would you share that constitutes a good leader in your eyes?
I think being open-minded, um,
Mhm.
uh, uh, having a good moral compass,
Okay.
um, being passionate,
Hmm.
um, being able to have a certain level of understanding. Uh, those are just some of the important qualities that I think most leaders are made of.
Hmm.
And those things came from my family core,
Okay.
um, my immediate environment of my family core being the extended family around my home, which was the four homes around us. Other people talking to you, putting their hand on your shoulder, saying, "Don't do this, do that, be this type of person." So, you know, leaders are honestly raised and developed, and
Yes.
it's a lot of what you put into them. And so, I honestly believe, are there some natural born characteristics that leaders have? I think
Hmm.
so.
Hmm.
But those things have to be pulled out, developed, nurtured, and raised. And once you raise them to a certain point, that leader then takes off.
And I'm glad you shared that as well, because, like you said, they have to be raised. And how do you tackle fear? Fear is something that has been a part of success, failure, just the grind along the way. So as you're gravitating with all these different qualities of being a leader, how do you
Mhm.
face fear in regards to just kind of getting through? Because nothing is perfect in life, and we know that. So how do you tackle, or what are some tactics that you use to tackle fear?
I used to look at my parental structure, and
Hmm.
they were tough skinned. They had um, a skin that was like a set of armor, and however, under that armor was a big heart.
Hmm.
And those examples were the things that um, really kind of allowed me to look past and over fear.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
you know, whenever I do a speech, there's some immediate butterflies that some people identify as a fear or something. And over time, you learn to get over and through that butterfly feel, that initial fear that you
Right.
have of not just failure, but um, of doing things the right, wrong, providing a good example, doing all the things that you should be doing. It's
Hmm.
just that initial ball of energy. And that's
Right.
how I look at fear. Fear is nothing more than a ball of energy that you have to provide control, discipline,
Hmm.
um, and a plan for.
I
And
love
that's
it. I love it.
yep.
So, you shared with some great qualities. How did you actually transition to actually be a part of the Windsor Express? And how do you put some of these qualities within your players, as because you're incorporating, you're building leaders as what, 14 years now with Windsor
Yep.
Express? Okay.
Yep.
So talk about how, in regards to your transition from this Detroit native engineering background, working with all the different corporations
Yep.
to actually being one of the greatest coaches in Windsor, for what I've heard.
Well, well, you know what? And sometimes they give me. I think they give me a lot of credit,
Man,
and
you
and
deserve
I'm
it.
hum-
You're so
and I'm
humble.
humble.
You should.
Um,
You're amazing. I love
and
it. The
and
humble.
I'm humble.
You are.
I am.
I can tell.
When it talks about coaching,
Hmm.
um, I've been blessed with a dynamic staff
Mm.
and some dynamic people that provided me one of the most valuable resources they can, which is their time.
Yes,
You can never pay a person for their total time. You can
that's
only pay
right.
them a fraction of what they're truly worth. And so when they provide you unlimited support in your goals and objectives, you have to be grateful.
Right.
Um, as a CEO, as a leader of the organization, I have the opportunity to choose some of those dynamic people to lead the organization.
Hmm.
There's a coach by the name of Coach Bill Jones,
Okay.
who was an NBA player, played for University of Iowa, has a dynamic history of coaching and leading great basketball teams. Bill has been with me for 14 years. Bill has led the team to two championships, and the rings that I carry today are because that young man, and he's my age, but I'll give him a little credit. that young youthful spirit, and he's a towering 6'10" figure that we share the same passion of developing young people, not just for basketball players, but young people in the organization to be able to lead a great organization down the path. And so for me, you mentioned something. I have been and tried to be a good coach versus just a leader, but someone that can take a group and give them the opportunity to run the organization. I used and introduced you to Aaron Basterfield, who was doing her master's at University of Windsor and came in with a great set of skills from Vancouver. And immediately we recognized that, she was bringing some unique things to the table to lead the organization. And so we gave her a platform and we got out of her way, and then gave her the tools and got out of her way. And so as we watched the last 7 years of the organization take on some very unique things, it's been under her leadership as the business operations person. She keeps myself as the CEO and the rest of the staff kind of hopping through hoops to keep up with her. When you put her and coach in the same room and you watch the battle of energy to do and take the organization down a certain path, whether it's the friendly spying of a financial issue or a selection of a particular housing for the players or meeting certain traveling requirements, that spying among the team, I kind of sit back and I watch and I allow the group to really do those things to take the organization down a certain path. And so they put good people around them like I put good people around me. And you step back and allow them to be who they are, and then give them the resources and give them the coaching that they need to move the organization forward, and provide resources and try different unique things that they want to try, even if it's not the things that I do. In those first years of the organization, I was doing certain things. When I brought certain people on board, I had to learn to loosen the reins and give them the reins to do those things that they wanted to do. And I had to follow and coach and give resources and take risk and do other things. And we talked about fear. In the back of my mind, sometimes it's like, man, I'm going to lose some money if I really loosen their reins to the point where they do certain things. But, they understood the requirements and what the goal and objective was. And so I had to sit back and watch and support and give them the opportunity. So I manage fear very cautiously through great partners in the organization, and those young people that have these dynamic ideas and concepts and things that they want to do. When you look at in depth what we've done, some of the things that the immediate community sees, they go, wow, Dartis, you guys. I said, nope, it's not me. It's the team. I would have never.
But you had 2 national championships. Is that correct?
Yeah, 2 national championships. Yep. And we've been to the final.
You're so humble. You're so humble because, again, that winning culture that you've built, and you're talking about, of course, Aaron and Bill. I mean, it takes a village. And I can tell that I asked you about you and you talked about your village. And I just applaud you in regards to that as well. Because those qualities to take it to the extreme level, and that's one of the highest level in basketball is a national championship. And the things that Aaron and the things that Bill have done, you've had your hands in that as well. So that
I have, but they're not afraid of me at all. They tell me,
tell you what it is.
We're doing it that way this year.
Right.
We're doing it this way, and I'm like, what about, don't forget, we thought about that, but they take on my attitude, get on board,
right,
get out of the way, or get run over.
I love it.
So I have to keep up with a dynamic group that, they gotta, I keep putting out these great, catchy phrases, and they take them and use them against me all the time. So,
give me one. Give me one, Dartis. What's a good catchy phrase?
Oh my God, I used to say this all the time, and now they say it back to me, and it's kind of crazy. I live by a phrase, and I remember one of your questions was, "What's your favorite phrase?"
Right.
Excuses. Mm-hmm. So now every one of them can cite it back to me, just like my children and everybody else can cite it back to me. So I don't say it anymore. Excuses are tools of incompetence that build up monuments of nothingness. Those who specialize in them seldom do anything else. They seldom win championships. They seldom make money. They seldom become leaders. They seldom, right? And so it's nothing in the middle of a day for Aaron or Coach to say something back and regurgitate one of my phrases or one of my sayings back to me. So they get it, and they become not mini me's, but their own leaders in their own approach. And I have to learn to shape and be moldable to some of the good things that they're doing as well.
So tell me this, because it sounds like you've built a culture, a family-like culture, where you guys treat each other like family. How important is that type of culture, not only within your coaching staff, but within your players, within your actual family, in regards to just that excuses are tools of incompetence? Using these tools, I'm still in it too. Yes. So how important is a family like, making sure that your family is in ward with what you're building at work? So in other words, merging them all together. How important is that type of, mindset in regards to your whole, your life?
Coach, when Coach came in, Coach was coaching another team prior to coming to work with us. And he's always provided, I remember when he first did it, the players are on the court, and he comes together and he puts his arm up, and the last thing that they say is family on three. 1, 2, 3, family, right? Mm-hmm. And so it was a perfect fit, because my personality is really integrating a close knit, because we work so close in proximity all the time, and we're everywhere. I know who you are, who your family is, what you do, what's important to you, all of those things. And so I know who your mother is, and they're welcome to come and be a part of what we do. I look at, this is really funny. Erin lives in Vancouver. Mm-hmm. Her mother runs a business in Vancouver that it's a sewing company that sews for the acting and movie industry. But they've done work for us here and shipped things back. And, when she came, she was like, "No, you can't do it like this. My mother would do it like this." And her mother became a part of what we've done. And her mother comes down, and a British lady, and would Australian British would tell us no, yes. And she would act as if she was part of our immediate core family naturally. Right. So for us, family is a part of what we built. Mm-hmm. The players all the way to the leadership. Mm-hmm. And so the closeness and close proximity of how we work together is the example of how we deal with the community. When I'm in the stands and I'm walking around shaking hands and hugging the fans and doing different things, it's because of love of, I was taught of my family my immediate community, the business and work environment, all the way to the fans. And
I love it.
They take my lead. It's nothing to see us hug everybody
Right.
At the games. It's I got pictures and with kids that have been around us for 14 years who started at 3 and now 17, who started at 7, right? And they're 21, right? Being a part of those families that exist in the fan base really tells the story of who we are. And that's why we were embraced within the community the way we are, because of how we treat everybody in the community.
And I can honestly, seriously sense your humility, just through our conversation. I applaud you because, 2 national championships. You touched a little bit on engineering in regards to having these lean strategies with, Six Sigma. Those things are difficult to accomplish, and you've accomplished those things.
Yep.
How important, Dartis, is it, like, in regards to telling your story and being authentic and just being, like, even I mentioned to you earlier about my sobriety journey, like just being honest and open.
Yep.
How impactful and important is that to be able to help others and build that community that you're speaking of? Just being raw and authentic with your story.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I do like sharing the story of my path for all the way from high school on as a youth through college, through ups and downs, through how I was raised, all those different things. And so for me, it's really, really important to be able to just share, right? And so I think the people around me have made it easy to do. The work environment that I'm used to having in industry, while professional, I was always one of the ones that lightened it up a little bit, right? And I was never afraid to extend an embrace and hug to everybody. And so I think the work environments that I was in allowed me to be that family-friendly, fun person that I like being. And so I think people were able to see the approachability that I was because how I am. I remember when I was working for Lear Corporation, and I was, I think, 8 years in at that point at Lear. And I would tell a story, and I remember Sybil Rayner, a girl there, I told him, I said, listen, what I give to the organization, I actually bleed for the organization. And she would tease and say, oh my God, Dartis is giving blood for the organization again. And so I think she missed the point of, I'm giving my time, energy, effort, and I care about what's happening, not just from a product standpoint, but from a people standpoint, from a process standpoint. I care about what's happening more than most. And I want us all to succeed as an organization. And so they would tease me about, oh my God, you're just over sensing. No. I just love, I understand and I embrace all of it within the organization and a family environment to make it happen for everybody. So tell me this, my friend, how do you deal with challenges? Because, things come up, and my mindset is a huge, in any type of leader. There's things that go right and there's things that don't go right. How much does mindset or some things that you do when things are not going or those challenges are happening that helps you get through? Like there's some, different things that you do. Well, I laugh because I said there's a scream room in there. I'll go in there and scream, the top of my voice, and then I'll come out and everything's okay. And but that really works too. It does. So one thing about professional sports, there's always something on the horizon or some challenge, right? I never forget during COVID. Right. We never expected to have to shut down early in a season. Right. That was and it was not a planned thing. So it wasn't a gradual thing. It was
Mhm.
all sports teams around are shutting down.
Right.
You have to as well. So that meant that I got to shut a season down.
Mm.
That I have people, process, and procedures that I have to deal with and shut down. I'm shutting down 10 games into a season. What about the fans? What
Right.
about the players going home? What about the taxes? What about all of these things? And it was an immediate problem, right? And so, you know, I didn't panic.
Mm.
And I'm sure there are times in my career that taught me not to panic, right? Early on in my career, I probably panicked a few times, but eventually I stopped, listened,
Mm.
um, write down the facts, put together a plan very quickly, and I worked my way through it. And it right now you could, you know, throw the biggest block in the world at me right now. I'm gonna stop, listen. I might even go holy schmoly out loud and use a couple other language, but for sure, I'm going
Holy
to.
schmoly.
Yeah. I'm
That's,
gonna,
that's, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
laugh about that
I'm
later.
gonna
I am.
approach it a little calmer, you
Right.
know. And I look at I look at some of the people around me. Aaron will tell me, um, uh, you need to go back up in the stands.
Mm.
What does that mean? That means that I need to go back up during the games, hug, talk to, integrate, and work with the fans because that's what kept us here, right? In other
Mm.
words, it's going to calm you down. It's your
Yes.
role. I know the team is losing by 30 right now because you're grouching at everybody right
Right.
now. Uh, but they have learned to bring problems to me without fear
Mm.
and work through them. I've learned to lay problems out to the team and work with them to solve them. So
Okay.
you can bring anything to us, right?
Mm.
Um, you know, sometimes the league does not give us the perfect scheduling dates and different things, or a team in St. John may pull a game back. That just costs money, but we have to figure out how do we get over, around, under, or through it, right? So
Mm.
we have to come up with an approach to get to a clear path. And the team around me is very good at bringing it to me. And they know when to bring it to me. Some things, they don't bring me right away. I
Right.
said, well, why didn't you tell me that? Because you weren't ready for that yet. What do you mean I wasn't ready for it? Because you would have yelled and screamed about it, and I handled it, and so and so. Same thing with coaching a player. Well, why didn't you tell me that player was so and so? It was a time to tell you.
That's
Okay.
hilarious. But the
But
great
they've
thing is,
learned. But
right.
I handle it, and they've learned to handle some of these challenges
Mm.
with timing as well. So you just go into it with a open mind, and you plan your way through it.
So and mentorship sounds like a big part of the play too, because again, I love the holy schmoly. I'm telling you, I'm going to laugh about that later. But but
It's old and corny. Holy schmoly.
right. So in regards to your role as being a mentor, showing people more than just telling them, and helping them to empower and being a model.
Yep.
How important is it to show with action? Because again, I like your phrase that you shared: stop, listen, plan, then take action.
Yep.
Because that action piece, if you don't take action, you stay stuck in your moment.
Yeah.
So in mentorship and your choice to actually mentor youth and those students and coaches and players,
Yep.
how important is that mentorship to you in regards to your role and growth in general?
Well, my expectation
Mm-hmm.
is that they will be great leaders behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And every leader knows that the expectation is you're going to leave anything in better hands, then you better embrace raising additional talent,
Right.
additional leaders. And so I take pride in providing simple paths for leaders because it was done for me. And I'm sure a lot of the people that poured something into me, something was poured into them.
Right.
And so for me, it's very important, not just within the organization, right? If I know that and trust that Aaron or coach have the tools to meet the challenge, then I'm comfortable, right? But not more. It also is important that I do that so they can do it to the next leaders. We have co-ops, interns, we have high school students that need just hours. So obviously that's not including the people behind you, such as the sales and the partnership guys that need guidance and mentorship as well, because they'll come and they will leave and they take what you give them when they go. And those moments that you have poured something into them, they will reflect it later. And those that are out there are a reflection of what you put in and who you are as an entity, as an individual, and a organization. So you have, and one of the things or examples that we're proud of is we're known for the level of work and hard work and effort and enthusiasm that we put in everybody here. So, there was a company called Wallside Windows here, Wallside Windows, and they were interviewing one of our sales guys, and he says, "Get him. They used to work and get him." Right. And so, that was a feather in our cap, because sometimes in sports entities at this level, right, we're not NBA, we're NBA G League.
Right.
You have to make the best of the resources around you. And sometimes a lot of the people that work with you do 2 to 3 specific jobs, right? So my sales and partnership person is also a customer service, right? On game day, you're customer service.
Right.
During the week, you're sales, right? And so being able to shape them in that mold, and have them understand that their responsibility is not unilateral. It's much bigger than that, right? And so it provides that example of the mentorship that you set from your organization. And if I set it as a CEO, then Aaron sets it as the business operation, coach sets it as the basketball operation leader. So they set the tone, and it shows within the organization, and it moves the organization forward all the way down to the players.
And that's important. And you've mentioned so many things, and being involved with the Windsor Express for 14 years. What does legacy look like for you, Coach? Like, what does that picture look like for you?
Legacy for me means that I leave an entity that is continuously evolving, that has dynamic leaders that understand the importance of engaging the entire community, and an organization that gives opportunity, growth, and development to everyone. So legacy for me means that the roots of what we built are here for those that want the opportunity to continue the organization. So that's what legacy means for me. My children, it doesn't matter whether they follow my path in the organization, but they use the same tools within their own careers as well as leaders, and help grow and develop other individuals as well.
So if there's something like from this conversation today, because I know even before we started, you said if I impact at least one person today in regards to this conversation, which you've already accomplished because you impacted me, seriously. I
Mhm.
mean, seriously, excuses are tools of incompetence that
That
those
build up monuments of nothingness, and those who specialize in them seldom do anything else.
come on, seldom do anything else though.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to
Please
you.
do, because I mean those little small mantras I have a a few as well, like can, I will, I shall be victorious, let's go, to kind of get me excited in those moments. If a
Mhm.
person that is watching this right now may feel unseen or feel like their
Mhm.
story is not good enough or should be shared or should not be shared, what's something that you would actually share with them to encourage them to be amazing? I mean, I love what you built there, the family, the culture, the community, Aaron, the coach, Bill Jones, right? It's like,
Yep.
so if
NBA guy. He's a big guy, big
yeah,
shot.
that's hilarious. That's amazing. So, in looking at all of that, if somebody is not feeling like their story is good enough or it's feeling unseen, what would you say to them to inspire them to keep moving forward?
Just open up a little bit more
Hmm.
and seek out opportunities, because there are platforms, there's people,
Right.
there's entities and organizations that'll help you um, down your path of growth and development and give
Hmm.
you the opportunity. And there's opportunities out there that'll give you the nutrients that you need to grow and develop into the opportunity that's built for you.
I love it. I love it. So I want to do something fun called the top eight, but before I do that, I believe that these stories spark change. Like
Mhm.
you never know who can scroll, or because that's one good thing about social media. You never know
Mhm.
what you'll land on at the good time frame of it. What's the story that you hope lives beyond just this conversation for you? Beyond the 14 years at Windsor Express. What's the one thing or impact you would love to make?
The biggest impact that I'd love to make um, is for those non-leaders, those developing leaders, and those existing leaders, is that embrace change,
Hmm.
right? Embrace
Yes.
change. Um, don't fear the change, embrace it.
Yes.
That the opportunity that's there for you, if you allow, um, uh, if you don't embrace that change, then you miss the opportunity for what you can and will and could build.
And tell me this in regards to doing the work and consistency. Those two pieces. How important is that piece in regards to someone that needs to show up talking about it, but the consistency piece, and because change is a constant. Getting
Yes.
comfortable being uncomfortable. That's a line that I use a lot of the time as well. But in regards to that, what would change? How do they take on that change factor? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So one of the things for me that, and when we talk, there's two, you actually asked two things there.
Hmm.
Um, the open mindedness of the change that you're going to embrace, um, and pushing away the fear and
Yes.
knowing that change is inevitable,
Yes.
and that there is growth in change, there's development in change, there's wealth, there's so many other, there's relationships in change, there's everything in change. And if you open your mind up and spirit up to change, then you know those things are there.
Right.
Um, but you have to stay disciplined. If you find something that makes you happy and something you love, then all the change that comes with the growth and development as you move forward is easier.
Yes.
Yeah, it's much easier.
I
And
love it.
for me, sports, and it wasn't about the sports and entertainment.
Hmm.
While it's fun, it was about all the people around, involved, engaged in the sports. It's the families that I engage with. It's the
Hmm.
community groups. It's the businesses that I have to engage with. All of those things turned out to be the fun part of sports and entertainment, because a lot of people say, hey, you're in sports. No, I'm in entertainment business. I'm in
Yes, right.
entertainment. What's secondary to that? And what's kept me around the sports and entertainment is all the people, entities that are involved and engaged. I have two families, a U.S. family and a Canadian family. When I come across the border, I have restaurants over here that of friends and families that I involve and engage with, just like on the U.S. side. So for me, it's been a labor of love. I never look at the consistent crossing back and forth over 14 years because I know I'm going into an environment where people I love, people that love me, people that appreciate what I've given to them, as well as the appreciation that I have of what they've done and given to me.
Well, do you aspire to go to the next level of coaching NBA, or do you have any aspirations to going past where you are now?
You know what? I look at Coach, and I always thought, I said, Coach won't be with me long. He'll be going to the NBA. I can impact individuals at the NBA level, which as well as at the NBA G League level, where we are right here. We have a partnership with the Pistons that allow us to be able to listen, to learn, to be able to interact, and that I can have engagements with them where I can share who I am, as well. And so my aspirations to go and lead an NBA team, I don't, but I don't know my next path. You know? And I won't turn it down. So if they came and said, "Hey, the president of this organization," would I turn it down? I'd have to answer that when I got that opportunity.
Period. I understand you don't close doors on yourself. I understand totally. So, okay. So I do want to respect your time too. And I want to, and I know I'm getting to the top of the hour, 100%. Because like you said, time is our most valuable asset. And I know that. So
good. I appreciate it. I planned for you on this one. This was good.
I appreciate it. I truly do. So now, if you could be any superhero character, we're going to get into the fun part. What superhero character would you be? And mine is Flash. I'm a Delta as well, Delta Sigma Theta. So my line name was Flash. I'm flashed in between Toronto. My cousin used to play professionally for the Toronto Raptors. Okay. So I'm flashed in between Toronto and Detroit while I was online. So that was my line name. What superhero character, for yourself would that be?
Well, I would probably be Ant-Man. And I would be Ant-Man because the strength is not in the size.
I'm sorry, that's a good one. I'm laughing for real. That's real. Oh my gosh. It's like during these, I've gotten ones that I really haven't gotten. Ant-Man. I love it. Okay.
Oh yeah, Ant-Man.
Yeah, there he is. Okay, awesome. I love that one. Now, in regards to any type of food, Ant-Man, Dartis, that's hilarious. I'm trying to. So, in regards to any food, right? When I was in Toronto, one of the foods that I love, sushi. Sushi was my new. I used to say watermelon, but I'm going to sushi now. So, sushi, California rolls. Those are the things I learned. In regards to the culture. Do you have a food that's one of your favorite foods that you can eat all day, every day?
I think if you brought different types of pasta to me, I could probably eat a different pasta every time. I mean, because there's so many things that you can do with the different pastas and the sauces and things like that. And, over here in Windsor, they have a rich history of Italian cuisine. And so I think I've managed to experience some good things here. But yeah, so I think it's pasta.
I used to say lasagna. That used to be my favorite until I went to Italy, and then I tasted the real lasagna. We have Americanized lasagna. It was so hard. It was so disheartening. I'm just being honest. Oh my gosh. Okay, so pasta is yours. I got that one. No worries. Now for your next question in regards to growth, is there a book or a movie for your mindset that helps you get through? Mine is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. They didn't teach financial education in schools back, for myself anyway. Yeah. So And that was one of the mindset books for me. Do you have a book that stands out for you in regards to this helping out with mindset and growth?
Yeah, I have a book. So I'm a change practitioner by profession, right?
Okay, I
So,
like it.
I am it. I'm a certified change practitioner, and so I
Did
help.
you give yourself that title, or is that an actual thing?
That's an actual thing. So
Okay, that sounds
yeah,
amazing. I was like,
I'm a
like my company's
certified
name
change
being the change.
practitioner.
I'm like a change practitioner. I like that.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
yeah.
listening.
Oh yeah. So there's a certification called change management. I'm
Huh.
a change practitioner. So I help organizations and individuals change. That's one of the things I do in my other business.
Okay.
And so um, for me, change, like I said, it's inevitable. And my favorite book then had to
Uh-huh.
be something with change. And
Right.
so there's a book by Spencer Johnson called "Who Moved My Cheese."
Oh yeah, of course.
All right,
That was a good one.
simple, nothing special,
Yes.
not a long read. He wrote
Right.
two versions. He wrote a small kids handheld,
Uh-huh.
which is
Uh-huh.
10 pages, all of reading it, very simple. Then he wrote
Right.
a complex one. And
Right.
so Spencer Butcher, who died at 78,
Mm.
wrote the book, Who Moved My Cheese? And it helps individuals deal with change, right? And so everything you do and deal with deals with change, right?
Yes.
And how to deal with change and how to embrace change, how to plan for it, all of those things, right? And so within a business, whether sports and entertainment or automotive, change is right in front of you all the time. And so that's why for me, I'm a consultant and change management is what I do. So
Okay, I like it. I like
yeah,
it. That's funny. I had to Google that change practitioner. I was like,
yeah,
okay, that's a different. You give your own subtitles. I give
and,
AI genius. I've given my subtitles too. So I got you. No worries.
uh,
Now, you mentioned Detroit. But are you originally from Detroit, born and raised, and where's
born and
home now?
raised.
Born and
Yep,
raised. Okay.
born
Well,
and raised.
no, we have. Are you a Detroit Lions fan? Did you watch the game Sunday?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm in Detroit. My heart was broken last
Mhm.
year. I got all duded up for the
I know, right?
playoff game and went
Ah,
in there and just took a. Some games I take a spanking with the team. Some
yeah.
games you win, some you lose. But boy, we took a whooping. I'm all dressed up, had my Lions stuff on. My
Right.
son gave me great Lions tickets to the only playoff game, and
Right.
lo and behold, I got sent home like a sad puppy.
Right. I put a bid out to God on Sunday. I was like, okay, God, one more birthday gift, and we can just beat the Green Bay Packers. Didn't
Yeah,
get the gift. Didn't get
don't
it,
worry, it's
man.
coming.
So
It's coming.
that's why I said change is awesome because
Yeah,
God said my plan, not yours.
yeah.
So got it. So we're now in regards to travel. I love traveling. What's your favorite place that you've traveled? I mentioned Toronto a couple of times. And when Chris Bosh played, like it was literally they treat us like gold up there. And so just all the different parts of Toronto was so amazing. So T Dot is my favorite place to travel still. Where would
Okay.
you say in Canada, right? So
Yeah,
where would you
hey.
where would you say that your favorite place is traveling? I mean, that you travel to and why?
Well, probably I would say Greece.
Ooh,
Yeah, you know what? I can see myself retiring in Greece, selling
nice.
popsicle sticks, uh, and just relaxing and eating the food and walking through. Whether it's Santorini or Mykonos, something. It doesn't matter. I like Greece. I like the environment. Really cool, and so that's my new place.
Why would you say Greece? Like, what did you go for when you
Oh
went?
my God!
I haven't been to Greece
I went to San. Yeah, there you go. I've been there,
yet.
right there. Show it
Mm.
again. That's right. So, the Blue Dome. I got pictures there, and just
This here, right
it's
here.
such an awesome. Yes, 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 yes.
That is beautiful.
Oh yeah, now you're talking.
Mm-mm.
So if you've never been, you want to go, and
Yes.
it
Mm.
was just a free flowing environment. The views were awesome.
Mm.
The evenings were cool. And if you've never been, I can only tell you got to go.
I
The
I will put
food,
that on my
the
list.
food
Yes.
taste was real Greek food. One of my good friends is Greek, and I tell him all the time, "You've been fooling me with this Greek food you have." I go to Greece, and This is the
Right.
real grease. Good food. So
I
awesome.
love it. I love it. So, in regards to, and thank you for that, because I think I asked those questions for myself because when I start traveling again, I haven't been to Greece yet, so that's on my list. I love it.
Okay. Okay.
So in regards to a day or a time of the year or a season that stands out for you, I mentioned earlier my sobriety date is November 20th, 2023. That's like when the old Adriane kind of just, and the new Adriane is coming into her own. So I'm just wobbling with my 21 months of sobriety. But
Okay. Okay.
but that kind of is the day now that I'm showing people I'm just being authentic in my story, being honest. You
Yeah.
love me, you don't. You can turn the page, turn me off. But
There you go.
growing with God's plan is what I want to inspire people to do and being authentic and real. Do you have an actual day or a season or a time of year that stands out for you, like where you find yourself being the best artist ever?
Well, you know what? I think that every day I wake up,
Mm.
I have that energy and spirit that I'm happy, and I'm 61, right?
Mhm.
And so every day you wake up is a blessing.
Please tell me.
So
Yes,
I do literally. And so
me too.
every day for me is just good, bad, ugly problems. It doesn't matter. It's the fact that I'm there and I'm involved in it. So if I had to say a perfect season, it would be the fall, winter, because
Okay.
of how I love to dress in the winters and things like that. I don't like the cold, but I love to dress in the winters. I
Right.
love the fall because of the weathers and perfect Michigan weathers. I think a lot of people, if you've never experienced a Michigan fall, it's
Right.
nothing like it with the changes and colors of the leaves and things like that. So that would be my season if I had to have one. And time of year, you know, uh, Christmas, Thanksgiving, any of those are not my favorite. Just, being around friends and family at any time of the year,
I love it.
and being involved around people is where I
Right.
get my energy. So
I
any
love it. I say that too. People think I'm crazy because it doesn't matter what you're going through. Waking up this
yeah,
morning, so being able to do something that some people can't even do. So
yeah,
that's why I smile through and I have this excitement and I'm gonna take every day until God takes me back,
yep.
regards because He gives me the opportunity to be the best version of myself one more day. So I applaud you for that as well. And so I want to ask two more questions for you, and then I'll let you get
Mhm.
back to your day. In regards to one word, in regards to what defines Dartis's brand on who you've been, the experiences. My one word is resilient. What's the one word that you would actually say would represent your brand? I have a one word legacy wall. I'm gonna put you on.
That's a lot for a person that loves to talk. Um, one word,
Mhm.
dynamic.
Yeah, okay, dynamic. Why dynamic? I love it.
Yeah, yeah, dynamic. It exudes energy.
Hmm.
Um, it gives a description of uh, powerful, engaging. So dynamic.
Dynamic. I love
Yeah.
it. Okay, so we're gonna put you on the AI Cash Story Legacy Wall. Dynamic. I love it. Now, I know I mentioned in regards to your younger self.
Mhm.
You kind of talked. We talked a little bit about your origination story, being from Detroit, Michigan, coming from the East Side. Just doing all these things in the community around you, building you. If you could go back and tap younger Dartis, and he's listening because us as children, we didn't listen. So
That's
that's the
right. That's
caveat
right.
in this. So if you can go back and give young Dartis one piece of advice or that would actually help him take him through life, what would that one piece of advice be?
Well, celebrate means to think.
Mm.
So I would tell young Dartis to celebrate more, not celebrate.
Huh.
Celebrate, not celebrate. So
Now tell me one more time what celebrate is.
celebrate, to think.
To think.
Yep.
I know that's right. Just stop.
Yep.
Just think.
Yep. Don't
Just think.
celebrate, celebrate.
Just celebrate. I love it. So I'm gonna celebrate and
So
tell you thank you.
cerebral, right? To think,
Uh-huh.
to
Yes,
celebrate, not celebrate.
I love it.
More. That's what I would tell young Dartis.
Come on, Ant Man. You got me with it. The Ant Man, holy schmoly, like Don't tell me.
It's my old soul. That's all it is, girl. Old soul.
Well, thank you, my friend, for literally taking this opportunity for the 46 Random Acts of Kindness for my live virtual conversation. Seriously, this is just a stepping start in the beginning. And being able to help people be authentic in their story, and you sharing these tidbits, just giving people a piece of what it looks like, of community, of mentorship, of being able to have family around you that you build, and trusting of other people. I just honestly want to thank you for being who you are. And you're very humble and having this conversation. I feel it through the screen per se type. So before I let you go, is there anything else that you would like to share with people to maybe even motivate them to keep going within their journey to be the best version of themselves?
I live by a poem called Don't Quit. I won't cite it to you, but just the simple don't quit attitude and mentality. If you can embrace that, understand that, bring that from within, I think you'll be okay. And no matter who you are, just don't give up, don't quit. I think that is something that's very common that you hear. Yes. But if you live by it, then I think you'll be able to move from one direction to the next, from one level to the next.
Oh my gosh. Is this the right poem that I have up on the screen here?
Oh, I know about, don't quit when things go wrong, as they sometimes will. When the road you're trudging sings all appeal, when funds are low and debts are high, and you want to smile but have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as each and every one of us sometimes learn. And many a fella turned about when he might have won had he stuck it out. So don't give up, though the pain seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often the goal is near the end. It seems to a faint and faltering man. Often the struggle is given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when the night came down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you mustn't quit. Don't quit.
Goodness gracious. I'm going to put that in my to-do. Seriously. That is amazing. Like I've heard it before, but now you're just reading it. I mean, I need to say that every morning.
No, I turned away from you to make sure I knew it. And right. I wasn't reading it. That's from the heart.
Right. Because you cannot quit. And it gives you all the words. I mean, that's keep going is my statement. The two words I say a lot, because again, if you just keep going, you don't know what's around the corner. You don't know who's going to impact you on the way to your why. Yep. But if you just keep going and just doing the best you can, like you've done here today, my friend, I truly want to say thank you. I'm going to allow you to get back to your day, but thank you for taking time for me today in regards to this conversation. Don't hang up yet, because I want to actually get your testimonial, because I know your time is very valuable. And if I let you go, I've learned.
I want to make sure we invite you to a game. So season starts in December. So you have to come and be our guest, kind of see how we do it over here. Let us treat you really well and spoil you. I'll get you the schedule, all that stuff, but you got to come and experience what we built and meet the team and have a good time.
I appreciate that, my friend. I'll definitely will take you up on that. Oh my gosh, Dartis, thank you so much. I got a birthday gift. Okay. All right. Let me do my closing, and don't hang up. I'll be right back with you, because like I said, I know you're busy. Let me just knock this testimony. Okay. For a moment. Come on. A legend. Legacy beyond the court. Dartis Willis, building champions in business, basketball, community. Don't quit. The Ant-Man, and holy smoke. Like those three things. I mean, but so much more was actually, covered today's conversation. And the great thing I love about these conversations with recording them live, it's not scripted. We're not gurus. We're just giving you what leaders look like and how success and leaders are made. Like we shared in this actual live today. We talked about so many different things in regards to mindset, community, being a village, getting good people around you, and understanding that taking action, how to take action in those times of struggle, in those times of challenges. There were so many great messages that was provided in this live virtual conversation. The random acts of kindness is something that people don't even think about. And doing these, your time is one thing that Dartis and I discuss is the most valuable asset that you have. So when every single person is given an hour of their time or even more, I am truly thankful, because again, the next step that God has designed, I know it's beautiful, because he wouldn't make a mistake on me. It's perfectly imperfect as the design is supposed to be. But if you just keep going, don't quit, and be able to be competent in your action, You never know what's around the corner. Dynamic conversation. Come on, I'm using your one word, my friend. And please drop in the comments with replays any questions, attitudes, because again, we're here to elevate. We're here to bring about change, and we're going to continue to do so as we grow and build with the Billionaire brand. We have another 4 o'clock live virtual conversation here today. So make sure that you actually tune in. The Tax Extraordinaire is going to be in and be able to kind of give you some insight on growth and freedom and community and impact and discovering how stories and the Tax Extraordinaire is amazing. My business partner. And just kind of get a little insight on the last, also my business partner in our foundation. What Dartis talked about was community. CCC, Because We Care Foundation. That's the why. That's the purpose for the Billionaire Plan. That's the purpose of doing the best that I can do to help someone else along the way. And we get to talk to my business partner in the Utica Games at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. So Dartis, thank you so much, my friend, again. You know how we end every live. I can, I will, I shall be victorious. What up, though, Detroit? Let's go. I'll see you at 4 p.m. Deuces.